Yeah.
Calvin was the only one that laughed at that joke.
It doesn't matter. I don't make jokes for other people. You've known me my entire life. One of my number one things in life is the fact that no, it doesn't matter if I'm the funniest. There are other people that can make me laugh more than I can make me laugh. But
I'm manifesting that Calvin's mic falls within the next 20 minutes.
What do you want?
I don't manifest this.
I tighten this. Like, this is probably the most solid I've felt in any.
All right. We are now in episode 7.
Whoop, whoop.
7.
Damn, we really should be doing better by now.
Indigo Rhyme Navigator. Nah. We're doing right.
We're doing the intro. Yo, we need an intro song.
Because
See, we are wonderful.
No.
Call it my favorite song.
I like that melody.
No.
Is that what I did already? I don't even know what I did. I'm going to go back. I'm going to make it in the beat. We're reporting live.
Intros. We heard from Ryan the
Indigo Rhyme
Navigator.
the Navigator.
Yes, sir.
Dwayne the Kin.
Yes, sir.
Your man.
Waiting on the guru.
You want Triana to go last or something?
I mean, not even.
Josh son the guru, so I gotta throw the glasses on. Nah, Josh son the guru.
Who wants to?
You know, the Z.
Wants to kick it off today?
Live.
Oh, you know, I want to talk about fantasy.
I've actually determined that I don't ever want to be caught on recording saying how I feel like that word should be said.
Heard. I like it.
So
I would say
you will only hear me say Z.
But that's
I might
just
throw out
because
just the like
Live.
of
the
nerd
occasional
gaming.
Z, but that's all you're gonna hear.
If
from
you
me.
play
I've
nerd
determined
games, it's pronounced zealot. Because I play nerd
that. Yeah,
games.
but it really is.
But that's a nerd game perspective.
I mean,
But it's whatever you make it. I
I'm
like
not
it.
gonna talk
I
about
dig
it,
it.
but
I dig
that's
it.
that's
No shade,
one
no
thing
hate.
I want
So-
to even be live.
I want to talk
That-
fantasy football. That's what I want to talk about.
I don't.
We can make some trades. I made a great trade. All right, here, for the people watching who are interested in fantasy football, I traded Jamar Chase for... Who did I trade for, right?
Austin Eckler
Austin Eckler.
and
Who
DeAndre
else?
Swift
DeAndre freaking Swift.
and some picks.
And I traded a
Yeah.
second-round pick next year
Yeah.
for a 4th and an 8th in 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you give up 10, 11, or 11, 12.
And I gave up 11 and 12.
Because you have all the other ones.
But I got 14 back.
I still
But
think we made best
basically,
trade of the league.
just to lay it in,
Best trade of the league.
the league is a fantasy football league that is a half keeper league in the sense that each year, each team gets 6 years to divvy up to any player they want or multiple players. But they get 6 years a year to sign players. So it's basically a half keeper league, half not.
Yeah.
And it's definitely grown. It's definitely fire. I like it. I like where it's going. I want to have a ZJ Yillis like studio. I want to have like a studio set up,
Yeah.
like nice like outfit for him.
Hell yeah.
Right now he's very low budget.
Yeah, he's just trying to make it in the game.
Low
See,
budget
and
reporter. But
That's part of the reason I want like for our house to be what I want our house to be.
Yeah.
Nice.
That way there's
Well, I got the
there's
green screen, so I
easy-
haven't used it yet. I've had it for a couple years now, so we need to. At
Yeah.
some point, there's gonna be something that's gonna be like using it, but I just gotta get there. But
Yeah.
when I do, eventually when I'm using, I want to use it in the background. Like you can do whatever.
Yeah.
You can be
That'd
like
be fun. That'd be dope.
in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying?
I really
Like,
do love
you
ZJ.
throw Pittsburgh in the background.
That'd be hilarious.
I know. I like genuinely enjoy that content because I save it for when I'm gonna pay attention to.
Yeah, me too. I
Like,
do
I
the
don't-
same thing.
yeah,
That's
I
why I
don't
drop
just
it in
watch
there.
it.
I just want to.
CJ Yellis was definitely the best.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we
for
should
sure.
be posting them low key.
That's what I was gonna say. With us saying this here, we have to post it now. So
Yeah.
check in, tune in.
We should just
pay
drop
attention.
it. Everything we have, we should just drop it on YouTube and then pull clips and drop it on TikTok. That's what
I think you should just
To be
like
determined.
strategically pick out things from each
Yeah.
one. Like don't put like in the sense of like put it like there's gonna be minutes in it where you can be like, all right, here's a minute that describes what's going on.
Yeah, definitely.
And just kind of bring it up. And then if you do that, like I will definitely participate in the videos, but I don't feel like going.
You don't have to make the clips. I mean,
So-
you already do enough work.
I will.
So everybody else
be,
to do.
I will do the content or whatever, and then you could because if you there's like the TikTok things where like it's a person's face and then it's like it'll show the background picture or whatever. It could be the teams. You have like a rundown of the teams, and it could be I could easily go through it.
That's a lot.
You know,
I would just want to post the clips. Unless someone else wants to do
but
that.
if you're going to do it, you have to set up, show people what it is. Like, all right, these are the team, like this. So it's just like, here's a clip of the Flaming Matches team, and I just run through it. Here, boom, 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 boom. Sign for who, boom, boom, just like that. And there's 12 different ones. Boom, boom, you post them all differently. But if that's what you want to do, we can make it happen. But I definitely want, like, this. I definitely want for next year at least to have like a nice like setup for it. And even if, it takes some time, I'm not really pressed on it. But I definitely feel like even like the podcast thing, like if we did have a crap ton of people watching right now, then I would be like, I didn't put it out on Wednesday.
How do you think that'd feel?
Because what?
Sorry, finish your thought. I'll tell you mine.
But because if like it'll be out tomorrow, and the 30 people or whatever watch it, like that's cool. Like 30 people are watching it, and I don't know who they are. But I know one, so whoever you are, appreciate y'all.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like
you're the OGs.
Yeah.
When this hits, when episode 7 specifically,
they need to be put in the comments. If you're watching this in reality, lay down a comment and just say I watched this and put the date. That way nobody can take it from you.
Yeah.
A lot of people claim to be OG fans.
Yeah.
But this is the way to stamp it.
I'm literally gonna take that.
What would you tell yourself 10 years ago? Stamp everything that you've done.
Yeah. Shit, I would have been early on a lot of stuff.
But yeah.
Yep.
No, 1,000%. Because when episode 7 specifically hits, we'll say 100,000, right?
Wow.
I will personally, and I'm gonna say this full-fledged, right? Episode 7 hits 100,000. I'm gonna personally go back to these 30 viewers, these 50 viewers, these however many. I'm gonna find those dates.
Yeah,
if you go post it in the comments, I'm gonna find those dates, and you will get a shout out.
Somewhere I have a ledger of every person who bought the original merch that I ever made. Somewhere I have a little
That's
book.
huge.
Yeah,
that's
original.
huge. Because when we get huge, which surreal fourth wall moment, we're not right now. When we are, and you're watching this,
you're gonna be like,
damn. That's when it's like you really do make it from here. And
I feel that.
That's part of the reason I say I'm 1,000% down. And 30, 25, 40, whatever age-year-old me might hate myself for being like, dang, why'd you say to do this? That's so far back. But regardless.
It shouldn't be that hard, though. If people make it evident and it's easy to find. If they make it easy to find them.
All right, so segue.
I do want to say one thing before we jump out. If we're going to jump off fantasy. I was thinking about how I could do it, but I think Discord would be the one. We're making like a Discord and get everyone in it. And then during like the championship game, like live stream ZJ Yillis, like watching Red Zone.
Yeah.
And like all like the updates of the championship going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I was
trying to figure out how can I do it because I don't want to go on like Instagram Live. You know what I'm saying?
What you got to do then?
But the Discord, everyone just get Discord and watch my live in the fantasy football one. Watch me go live, and then whoever wants to watch it can just watch like or be right there next to you.
You should have the big TV on Red Zone in the background, and then you look at the other TVs. So the TV behind you is playing the game. So people watching you can watch the games behind you, essentially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We can stream both. But yeah. So that's my plan for the championship game for this year.
I definitely had
maybe for all the years in the future.
Throughout the entire draft, I was thinking I would watch this.
What?
Like the drafts
when we were recording it.
Yeah.
I was like shitting on people who were fucking up.
Recorded the draft, dude.
Right. Yeah,
that shit was hilarious, man.
That video call throughout the entire thing, I was thinking like I would watch.
Yeah, basically what happened in the draft, just to late for the people who weren't there. So basically, before the season, we had 8 teams, and then one of them left, and then we added 5 more. So then we had 12. So, but basically, half the teams got to keep a couple players, and half the teams didn't. So there were players that were like not able to be drafted, and I literally spent hours like making lists and like making sure people knew who they couldn't draft, make it easy as possible so it didn't get messed up. And someone decides to pick who they pick.
Jonathan Taylor. No, that was the later one. It was
Jonathan Taylor got picked 8 times, by the way.
Yeah, it was Adam who caught it.
Yeah, but who got picked? Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
Christian McCaffrey got picked multiple and it would just. But I learned how to use the ESPN thing correctly. I know all the different things now, so it will never happen again like that.
And I took it upon myself to embarrass that person so that everyone else did not want to get embarrassed.
I remember popping into the call because like my phone was almost dead, and saying like, "Can we all stick to the program, please?"
Yeah.
That's funny.
That was fun. I definitely would like to do it in person. I think that would be super
Yeah,
fun.
I want to do an in-person draft.
Yeah.
My idea for the future would be like we would have like at the draft every year would be like if we did the belt idea with the diamonds or whatever. If every time you win, now you get another.
Yeah, once you
diamond.
win, you get a belt, and then every time you win, you get a diamond or something.
So like that could be like the presentation of getting the next diamond or whatever, or the belt for the first time, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
/ like then the names on the trophy and it's showing there. Then we do the draft, and then like if we did like the loser would like pay for the meal or whatever. That's how I would look at the whole thing. That would be a little punishment. It's like, but you're supplying the next year's thing.
Yeah.
The winner gets to be like whatever, get his like moment of shine, and then you draft the next season, and everyone's there, so there's no like mess ups. It's like whatever, and you can use your computer for research and then make your pick and then make. So I think that would be cool, and it'll get everyone together. So that's something I visualized. But it would take everyone to be a part of that, and we'll see where it goes from here. But for now, we're in good technology where we can just group call the FaceTime and everyone pops in and that's cool.
Make it happen.
So. But yeah, segueing somewhere. Someone is segueing somewhere.
So what do I got to do to get Keenan Allen off your hands for this year? Because the way my team's shaping up, I wasn't going to try to make the playoff run or the championship run. But, I mean, I have like four starting running backs.
I'm giving you your OML right now.
Yeah, which is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gave Jason like my first 6 picks for the year 2025.
Mm-hmm. I gave you a bunch of picks this year.
And next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because the way my team shaped, I have 4 starting running backs. Jonathan Taylor. No, not Jonathan Taylor. What the fuck's his name? James Conner. Eckler. Swift. And then Pollard. And then I have Josh Allen. And then Goddard. And then defense and kicker doesn't matter. I have a good kicker, but it doesn't really matter that much. And then I got some good wide receivers. Like Tank Dell. Both Houston wide receivers who are the top guys.
So, Calvin, what are you going to do, man?
So,
your mom coming up. It's a big game to keep the season alive.
Like I said,
because 1-4 going to 2-5 or 2-4 looks a lot better than 1-5.
Like I said, within ZJ's inside scoop.
You're 1-4 right now?
HH, yes.
Oof.
Tough. But HH really isn't looking to take wins.
I'll give you. You
if
want
I'm
a player?
Being honest,
give me your first round pick, 2025. I'll give you a good running back.
No, that's not what I want.
What do you want?
You're not listening. And that's what. To be honest, I fully went into this year expecting to not take a single win, and I was cool with that. That's why I drafted the way I drafted, because it's sad now. Yeah, it sucks now. It's a damn now.
It's trying to build a dynasty, guys.
But when I win a 3-peat.
So what are you trying to save? Like when you do your contracts, are you going to save one player and give him 6 years? Are you going to save like 2?
Then
give him 3 years.
It's to be determined, right?
Calvin's playing the long game.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
It is a long game.
I'm playing chess.
I wasn't even trying to win this year, but it's like lining up that I might actually be able to do it. Because I wasn't going to be able to beat Mark.
It's that mentality.
I really have to go in. I already did some of the work, but I have to go back in there and go because I need everyone's playoff record. I need all these things so that when we're like 10 years down the road, there's like all these stats of like whatever, and then the ZGO's report will be even more cool because there's like all these extra stats involved.
Yeah.
And whoever's on the co-host jobs happening.
I'm gonna get in there.
Studios needs a team.
Yeah, team of people.
We need everybody. Need everybody to make it happen. You know? But I'll make it happen how I can. Because for now, like the first season, I think it's cool. Like whatever I do the phone videos, but it needs to be like upgraded next year.
See, what I want to get eventually is like one of those like news cameras type shit, like a small one, but like a news camera, like the real deal.
Yeah.
Facts.
Well, that's when I was debating for the podcast what camera to do, and all that. Went through all the different options, and I was debating what to do. And what I came to is that realistically, your best case scenario is saving up and just getting a nice camera like that can, for multiple functions, you can use it for.
Yeah.
And then the iPhones nowadays
are better.
Have such good cameras that like you've already put how many hundreds into this phone. You already got the camera. And then it's easy streamline where you just hit record. It doesn't shut off. You have it plugged in and blah, blah. unlike last time.
Last time we died. I plugged it into this time.
So,
I can give it a check at some point to like make sure we're still good.
Yeah, but other than that, just for now the camera is such good that you might as well use that. You know, so until you have like you're ready to purchase one of those nice cameras, and then you have like the real deal, you're holding it, or you can stationary it.
That's what I want.
Or you can have it like this. But either way, like that camera has so many different functions, and when you put like the couple thousand into it, you're gonna get it back in some way. But it's just like it's like an iPhone, where you're getting an iPhone for the phone, the music,
multi-purpose
the apps, everything. Versus just like you're not paying like $1,000 for like a flip phone, you know. Versus like
I'm paying $10 for a flip phone.
you can't even buy flip
one,
phones
bro.
no more.
The only one you can get is at Walmart. It's called a track phone, or you can get a Nokia.
Phone.
And like you can use like Ryan rented like Mint Mobile. You can like do that, but they don't have like a texting one. Like what happened? Like what happened to that? Like there was a whole generation where you could like slide the phone and text. So you can get a flip phone, but it's gonna be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it's like what happened to this like
the burner phones,
the BlackBerry. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have one option. So it's like I tried, and then when I was really ready, like because I had the thought for whatever a couple months or whatever, and when I was really ready to do it. Like that year that I decided, so last year in January was like the cutoff for Verizon, like cutting off 3G or whatever. So if you don't have it by then, like they wouldn't kick you off, but you couldn't like get that phone. So at that point, they like shut up. You couldn't get it before. If I would have thought about it in like the beginning of January instead of like middle of February, then I could have gotten one off eBay, one of those old phones. Got an account real quick, and I could still have it now, and I'd be like one of the last people that got under Verizon or whatever with the 3G whatever. But I missed out, and by the time I thought about it, it was already too late.
It's like the 3DS thing.
So I wish you could just get one of those because I feel like there's certain instances where like you bring your phone, but because you need it for communication, and there's certain instances where you bring your phone because it's a huge thing in your life and you use it. But, like, if you're really just, like, I only need this to, like, communicate with whoever needs to communicate with me back, then you might be more inclined to just grab the flip phone and go experience what you're going to go experience. And then when you go to reach and look, you got I got the flip phone. And then you, like, that natural thing where you do that or that unnatural thing that we've developed, now it's just like, oh, it's just my phone. Did anyone check? Okay, no one. Okay, bad. You know, and then you go on with whatever you're doing, and then you're, like, actually experiencing what you're doing versus, like, always having this, like always having a sidekick around.
Yeah.
We're not like
especially having games. I have a lot of games and the games.
I don't really play games on mine, so. But I know all you guys play games, right?
So I play a lot of games on my phone.
You know.
I downloaded this one Penguin. It's like a Penguin tower defense game, but like I beat it pretty fast. So.
I feel like did you pay for it?
No, it's free.
Okay, yeah. So if you beat it, then it's like that's good because you.
Well, it's kind of boring. Like the only thing you could do is unlock the characters. Once you unlock the characters, it was over.
You definitely need more quest.
Yeah.
More quest.
I need level ups.
You know what? This brings me to my question. I didn't know what my question was. Here it is. What is your current quest?
On a quest to free to rest.
You know, if you got thrown to a storybook right now and they're like, I'm on a quest to. I'll tell you what mine is. I'm on a quest to make the best beat I've ever made. And I made some good ones. I haven't, and in my quest of 2 tries since I started, I haven't done it. So we're gonna keep. That's my quest to make the best beat I ever made, and that's the beat that we'll all be on for the Navigator. So that's my goal right now. I have some good ones that I made, so it's a hard task to beat, but that's my quest.
I have like 2 or 3 really good beats that I didn't use for my album. So free beats.
Singles.
Singles, yeah.
Make them singles.
Yeah.
Singles with videos. That's my opinion. But
mine's just to finish my album.
Quest
I got all the music except for Close the Door.
Cool.
That's the only one I don't have.
But
everything else, I have it all. It sounds really good. I've been doing post production on it before I mix. It sounds really good. I think it's the best. Yeah, it's the best album I made.
Yeah, it is
for sure. Yeah,
I agree.
My quest right now, I feel like it's just get out of the restaurant industry.
Interesting.
And so my goal to like by the end of the year,
get out of the industry.
What are you gonna do?
My first job. Yeah.
It's just that.
And have weekends off.
Lit.
Yeah, it sounds great. I haven't had weekends off in probably like 10 years.
You just gotta make your side money on Prize Picks, my guy.
Yeah.
What?
You just gotta make your spending money on Prize Picks, my guy. Like,
Facts.
2 mans.
Yeah. Whether you're going to Kroger or
kidding. You
getting to
can't
sit down at a
unless
restaurant.
you're really nice at it.
Yeah.
2-man strat.
But yeah, we'll get on it, bro. I'm nice, so.
Right,
I'm nice. I just need someone there to like keep
Confirm.
me from my urges.
Just going
Yeah,
over the
that's
board, really.
Valid.
You know, because when I pop in and pop out, I always win. When I stay for too long.
You know, actually, this is my quest. My quest is this, right? My quest is actually to. This happens to me when I'm gonna like go all the way around just to get to the point. But I have these like 2 regulars that come in, Dre and Tiffany. You met them, and every time they come in, I have like this sense, like this in my mind of being like, I want to like be like, oh, this is what I've accomplished since I've seen you last. I see them like probably once a month or once every 2 weeks. Used to be every week, but it depends on whenever they can come in. And I always have this thing that I feel like I'm supposed to have like accomplished some major thing since the last time I seen them. And then also to be like, oh, we need to do something. Like, oh, we need to go do something. And then I remind myself like, no, you don't. And you didn't. You didn't have to accomplish some major thing. You don't have to go do something because the moment that you have now is good enough. Like the thing that you're experiencing now is good enough to be appreciated.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh, I got to do this. Because I could be like, I thought I was like, oh, I want to make more clips and shit and post them on TikTok and da-da-da. But then it's also like, well, what you are doing now is also already good enough to be like, oh, that is dope. And you're doing it now. Like you don't have to be doing the XYZ thing because you're already doing ABC.
What I got when you were speaking was like minor things, like a bunch of minor things add up to that major thing that you did, right? Where it's like these little like things in your day. Where it's like it's not even like you might not even done anything crazy. But I think like you said, even you like that little moment that you hit like 185 in bowling. Not everyone has done that. Yeah, it takes a lot of like skill and patience to do that.
I've never hit it.
So in that sense,
well, I think
like
it's not even adding up. It is the little
league.
moments, but it's not adding them all up. It's more so just like appreciating them while they're
each
happening.
one. Yeah,
yeah.
I was listening to a song the other day, and it was like, literally part of it. What I was saying is like, you have to enjoy the moment because they go so fast. Some of them go like take a while, and some of them go like boom, and it's like damn, like even that game, like that game might have been the best game I ever seen in my life live, and I was like, but now it's gone. But in the moment, I enjoyed every second, so I don't feel like I missed it. Like, I saw everything that was happening. I was very in tune. Yeah. And I just felt like I enjoyed each moment that was within that moment, you know, so I don't miss out, you know. But there is times where I feel like, oh, like, looking back, like, I was not present there. Or, like, I was thinking about, kind of, maybe I didn't get out of everything I could have got out of that. Versus, like, you know, where it's like, and even that brings me to the phone thing. Like, if you don't have a phone, you are going to be the guy that's really looking at each, like, experiencing moments because there's not so much things to do.
I fully feel you on that because that was the $40 turtle for me from the fair. Buying a $40 stuffed turtle that, like...
You could have bought even cooler turtle, like, even something cooler for $40.
Like, for 30 But it's the fair.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you this.
It was such a, like... I had to make those memories.
Do you want to tell the audience the story of the fair? Because I feel like they would enjoy it.
It is good. I think now it's been enough time where...
The dart game.
Dum, dum, dum.
The game where it says you always win, don't play it.
Well, no. You should play those. Just don't keep playing.
Yeah, just get the small prize.
That really is... Because it doesn't matter. I feel like if I had done the $5 games instead of the $10 games, I would have gotten the same freaking turtle. I really do.
Well, dude, I don't know what the what the things were because you guys went to the state fair, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when we went to the county fair, we played the water game. You shoot and the water goes. Mm-hmm. There was 4 of us. The first time we played it, one of the dudes we were with won, and then that was in the beginning of the game, the day, and then at the end of it, then we played it, and as soon as it started, my water was like I aimed it like it was perfect on the thing, and it did not move off, and I knew I was gonna win. Because it was perfect. Like, I hit it right dead bullseye from the start. I was like, I won. Just got to make sure I don't move it or some shit. And then we won something like that. But when you're playing with, there was, like, us 4 and, like, 2 other people on the other side. And I was like, the odds of one of us winning here is high. And then you get a good prize. Because they make $30 because everyone throws 5 on it. 6 people throw 5. They get their $30. But then you get the nice prize. So that's the one we did. But you could lose and get nothing. But we both won. So it worked out.
Thanks.
But...
finish your story.
You finish yours, and I have another story on top of that.
See, but then that scenario is just everybody paying $5 for the turtle
Yeah,
instead
yeah.
of me paying $40 fucking dollars
Yeah.
for one turtle.
So I don't feel as
So
bad because I paid
basically,
$5.
We passed this one stand.
Well, 10 technically.
But like, and the plan
this
was
point,
to just pay games.
Because of this, okay, so basically, let me just bring it back. So we went there, we enjoyed the scenery,
Mm-hmm.
we were debating out what to do with the rides, and for me, I feel like if I would have got the pass, we probably would have done it. But there was this occurrence that happened where I did get to go onto the ride for free. One, because I wanted to, and the second time I didn't, like,
Back
against my
alley
will.
7.
Yeah,
Back alley
and
8.
it looked like it just didn't look like a good scene at all.
Back
for
alley
me.
8.
So long story short, I ran off the boat afterwards, and I decided I'm not gonna ride any more rides at this place. One, because the second thing was because I realized that our first time I went to the, where did we go? We went to the county fair.
Yeah.
So we went to the county fair and we rode the rides, and they didn't have the claw ride at the state fair. And the county fair, the claw ride is the best
Yeah,
ride.
it's the best.
It's the most
Well,
fun.
we didn't ride the Ring of Fire.
We didn't.
To
we
be
didn't.
fair.
But the claw, I think, is still the most, because the ring fire you just get held upside down.
Yeah, that looks.
And I don't really
that doesn't
like,
look. That doesn't look good.
the claw when you swing, you feel that momentum when you go through. That's the most fun thing to me. Like
Ugh.
hanging upside down is not fun for me.
Mm.
Like it's
Yeah.
fun for a second, but like I'd rather swing and just feel momentum and the breeze in your face and
I like
just
the
feel free.
swings.
Like that's cool, man. Yeah, the swings are nice where you're just floating around.
Yeah.
But they didn't have that at the state fair, and I realized because we had to pay $10 to get in one, and then if we're gonna do like $25 bracelet or whatever, $30 on the weekends or whatever, you're already at like $35-$40.
Mm.
Six Flags is $47. Why am I gonna sit here and do this? I can go to Six Flags for $7 more and go for 8 hours, and all the rides are significantly more safer and better.
Yeah.
Now I know Six Flags is. I think we talked about this last time, or maybe I was talking about someone else. But if they like just put money into Six Flags,
Yeah, we
and
talked
like
about it.
yeah, and really built up like the Gotham area and everything, like. Right now it's still warm. People would go there on a Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday, but because you go there and you know it costs money and it's not like a Universal or a Disney experience. But if you made it where it's like interactive, you made it people want to go, you can go more often. But Six Flags isn't. I'm not gonna go like 30 times a year. You know what I'm saying? But for the state fair versus the thing, I was like, I could ride better rides for like $7 more. So I decided not to get their band, and then I think that enabled like kind of just we're gonna put the kids on a couple, and then time just kind of went. Then it's like, all right, we should do something, which brought us to the games because we hadn't done anything for the kids yet, right?
Well, yeah, when you got off your ride, it was definitely just like, okay.
Ryan was sexually harassed.
Yeah, to actually.
I'm gonna tell you this story, right? It's different.
Valid.
This goes into kind of what you were talking about. This is when we were like kids, probably still in high school. I think we were still in high school, and we went to like the state or the county fair, and Ryan was playing this basketball game, and he was trying to win this big penguin,
It was
right?
like a stoner penguin,
And
with
he
the dreads.
spent like
Nice.
$55.
No, 50
$50
yeah.
trying to get it. Did not get it. The lady wouldn't give it to him. His friend comes, puts like $5, hits the basket
with an underhand granny shot.
Yeah, just as a joke. Wins
It's
the
a
one.
3-point one too.
Wins the one that Ryan wants and just doesn't give it to Ryan. I was like, you are an asshole,
What a
dude.
dick.
After Ryan spent $50 doing
It
it.
was tough. So I got after that moment, I was like, I'm never gonna spend this much money on one of those shits again. But I do enjoy, like, I will play a game.
It was so sad, honestly.
You know, so I
felt
got
so
my
bad
like
for him.
50 thing, and I didn't even get the prize. So I was like devastated after that. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna. There was one time where they had like the buckets, and I almost won the iPad. I was this close, but I only played one time. But I was like, do I play again? I was like, no, I'm not gonna play again. But I was so close. I was like, if I would have came up with an iPad right there, and that was back in like 2013. So it was like
that would have been
big money thing to have, right?
Yeah.
So in that point, but at this point, like what I do love to play the most, that will get me every time, is like the 3-point competition. I fucking love doing that because you don't when do you really get a chance to really have like the racks are lined up for you, the clock's going, and you just got people watching. You just get to fucking shoot some shots up. And I remember the one time I was down and I literally hit like the last like 4 and like bang bang bang. And people were like, I only won like a little basketball, but it's still so
every
lit
single
though.
time I've gone to Six Flags, I've wanted to do that, but I still haven't.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
you gotta do it.
It's so fun.
I win
man.
one
But
of the
to be
balls
fair,
every
I also
time.
haven't been to Six Flags as an adult.
We
Yeah,
should
do
definitely
it.
go.
It's fun.
I have never been
At
to
all.
Six Flags.
You never been to Six Flags?
That's wild.
We should
But
go. We should go.
I don't
to
think
a-
Fright Fest is that good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Controversial opinion, because everyone. That's where Six Flags. That's what everyone's.
Well, we never really went into like the actual thing.
Yeah, we didn't do this because it's like way more money. We could have done it, I guess.
Well, right
Like,
now
the
it's
scary stuff.
65.
It's really- I
It's
remember
65
as
for
a kid,
like
at
the
least.
Fright Pass, and it's like 47 for the ticket, so it's an extra 18.
Oh,
But at the end of the day, like but it's still like 47. Like we could go to like, I mean, as far like you have to drive forever, like to Kings. When we were,
I'd
in
rather
Maryland,
do
we
a
had, like,
corn
Kings
maze.
Dominion, or I would definitely want to do that.
I'd rather do some like county setup dude who owns like a big piece of land who like they set up this thing every year where it's like a corn maze and like
Yeah,
Busch Gardens,
Festivities.
Busch Gardens camp is pretty nice. So
I'd rather do
That's
that.
in
Oh,
Maryland,
but-
right?
but-
no, in Tampa Bay, like
Oh,
Busch Gardens,
facts,
Busch Gardens, yeah.
$40 turtle, right? Quick
Yeah.
story.
You shot the balloon darts.
Past this balloon dart area, she had Paw Patrol stuffies.
Yeah, no, but first we won the dolphin or whatever, right? What was it?
Well, we're saying the
No, that was the
dolphin.
first.
We had a little turtle first.
No, but we're talking about when you walked up. So you played the first time, right? How much did you spend?
$10.
$10, and you could have won.
The
What
shark.
was that thing? The shark.
Yeah.
The shark.
So
But the lady.
she's sitting there and because we're standing there trying to figure out what to do, and she's sitting there the whole time like, oh, you get a prize every time. Don't go to the other stupid games. Like doing the salesman shit.
Yeah. I was
And-
watching you got.
Yeah, and I was
For
sitting.
instance, I was watching this all happen.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, bro,
Knowing
I'm
exactly
not
what's
trying
about
to
to
do
go
this.
down.
But I also knew that like that's where the direction was heading.
Okay.
We got to get in games because we've been standing here for a minute.
Yeah. But so she gets him in on the Paw Patrol, and I was not
Sitting
effing
there
with that at all. I was
looking-
like, do
like,
not get that
talking
one.
to my son, and that's what irked me most about
Yeah.
it. Like you can talk to me, and he just happens to hear it. But you're sitting there, oh, you want a Paw Patrol?
Yeah, I was like,
that
don't,
shit pissed me
do
off.
not get
Dude,
in that
because
shit.
when I went and they tried to do that shit with Amber, and Amber was like, I took Amber to the side. I was like, because I said like, no, we're not doing that. And then the girl said something to her, and then Amber's like, getting an attitude because the girl. I just took her to the side. I was like, nah, like you want to leave right now. And then I felt back. I was like, you just set her up for failure, you piece of shit worker over here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't give a fuck what this bitch is saying.
Yeah.
This is the
They
deal
gotta
right
make their
here.
bread.
Yeah.
The more people play their game, the more they get paid.
Yeah, and
And so
so you.
But it
paid-
is sick though.
So
they
you got
do.
sucked
They do
in.
go for the.
Yeah,
They go
got
for
sucked
the.
in.
The
They
fucking
did, they
jugular.
did.
got sucked in because I was like, all right, fuck it.
And
We'll
also
play
you,
one
because
game.
you're thinking
And
what
I got,
you just said. What you haven't been to Six Flags, right?
Yeah.
As an adult, so now here you are with your kid,
Mhm.
trying to make sure that you give him experiences that he remembers
So
and things like that, right?
And
so
I
it's
got-
like,
Oh, they got
I
so
got
you're
the
getting your heart
chakra.
struck, you're getting roped in.
the
dude.
only reason I did the 10 game instead of the 5 game was because there was enough darts for all of us to get it.
That is true. We all did the dart.
And
do
so
agree with
I
that.
gave everybody
Yeah,
a dart.
yeah.
We all got to play the
Exactly, and then we got the shark, or
Yeah.
we were going to get the shark.
game. And so it was the choice between the shark or play again, and you can get the Paw Patrol.
yeah.
And she's sitting here pushing Paw Patrol, and it was like, it's hard to know in my brain. I'm about to just hard stop you right there, and then my wife is sitting here. Oh, but the Paw Patrol,
Yeah.
because
you get
like,
roped, now everyone's roped in, right?
I completely get where she was coming from, because like I was thinking the same thing. He loves Paw Patrol,
Yeah.
but to the same extent, I'm not about to pay $10 for another $10.
So what do you do?
$20 for Paw Patrol. So end up getting roped in anybody. Everybody gets another dart throw.
Yeah.
It was
so
lit. It
this
was
is
fun.
my reaction when he pays attention.
We're sitting there, pop,
right?
pop, pop,
right?
pop.
I see him do
I
it.
think Eddie was the only one not hit.
I hit the
Balloon?
first one.
Yeah, valid.
All right, ready? So right when Calvin gives him the money, and they're like, "We're gonna get the Paw Patrol," I just go,
Yep.
and I go, "Boo, Paw Patrol, boo!" And I'm like booing him right to him, like boo, right? And as I'm doing it, I look up and I see this turtle,
Yep.
and it's got like the tie dye or like
The swirl.
swirled psychedelic shell, and it's like the turtle, and I was like, "Ooh, get the turtle!" Because I was like, "That is way cooler than Paw Patrol, 100%."
Also,
So I'm like, "Get that, get that."
I'll say this because we're gonna finish. Sorry, that one had white eyes.
Which one?
The first turtle had white eyes, right? So
Wide or white?
White.
Okay.
Eyes,
Where's the one that
right?
you have?
So lo and behold, right? We walk to the other side to go see what the other side of the fair has, right?
So
And
right now we got this turtle.
already-
we sold the okay. Wait, we can't forget to say that we sold the turtle and we dodged Paw Patrol. He picked the turtle and it was all good. So hell yeah.
Yeah,
You
we
guys-
had a lot of encouragement.
And I would definitely
Wow.
say boys pulled through for that because y'all finessed that.
Had
Y'all
to.
were like turtle as the girls and as the lady working the fucking stand that doesn't know my kid is sitting there, Paw Patrol.
Yeah, I was like, fuck no.
Do not get the Paw
Yeah, we got the turtle,
So,
bro.
finesse the turtle.
Because I knew that at least at the end of the day, if Calvin was like, damn, I paid $20 for this, he's not looking at this fucking Paw Patrol shit. He's like, this little turtle thing that he can find some sort of joy in.
1000%. And,
You know?
and
And
that
I was
turtle
like, you know what, that's so
comfy.
cool.
It was soft.
Yeah.
It was very soft.
Yeah,
first,
and I was
like
thinking with a little
stuff.
pillow. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
Especially
it is.
after when we went and we got
I
the
was thinking about
baseball.
the
I was thinking about that. Yeah.
We never knew how much that was actually going
Dude,
to
that was so
influence.
huge.
Yeah.
And that was like teamwork because I think I hit the first one, then you hit the second one.
Yeah.
So
That's how
basically,
we
we were
won.
in Universal Studios and we were at the Simpsons and we won like the baseball.
What were we going for though? We were going for
We're
something.
going for
else.
something else. What was it? Damn.
I don't remember.
And we got with the baseball. We were like, oh, okay, we got.
I think it was
We
the
were kinda
Duff
even with the
can.
baseball.
Was
Was
it
it
the
the
Duff
Duff
can?
can?
Was it?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I can't
It was a
remember.
big item for sure.
You know what? In Universal, the Simpsons park, though, I do really like that.
Yeah, it is
park.
nice.
Yeah, that was cool.
But so I'm pissed about this $20 turtle.
Yep. So we're walking around the other side of the fair. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm heated. I don't like spending money. I don't enjoy it. I enjoy the things I get because I try to make smart purchases, but I do not enjoy spending money. Like I genuinely don't. Not even for the sake of like I want to keep my money, but it's because I'm always thinking that well, like this $40 could have gone towards the camera, towards this, towards that, but I'm sitting on this. It was the memory, so the memory was dope. I didn't mind spending on that.
Mhm.
We go to the other side
We're
of
at
the
20
fucking
this
fair. This dude sees me carrying this GD turtle. Gosh darn turtle.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll buy you your first game. Come trade that in.
Well, you actually asked him because you saw the bigger turtle first.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
That's why I looked over there.
All right. Yeah. So basically,
First words out of his mouth were, I'll buy your first game. Come trade that
all right.
turtle
So
in.
this is just the side viewers' eyes. I look over and I see what Calvin's doing. I'm walking ahead, right? I turn over and I see him and Eddie talking to this guy. Balloon game. I'm like, what in the? So I walk over and I look, and there's a turtle double the size. it's double the size.
quite
But it's the
literally
same turtle.
double
He's
the
got the
size,
tie dye,
same
psychedelic
pattern.
shell.
Yeah.
But my one perspective was that is actually a pillow. So
Yeah.
that's how I looked at it. But I was like,
Like,
that was. I was like,
It
no
was
way.
a pillow for an adult.
And then my next
The
thought
first
was,
one was a pillow for my 2-year-old.
yeah.
This one was a pillow for an
My
adult.
next thought was, no way he's getting roped in.
I'm
And
over
here we go.
Trying to
So-
convince him not to do it.
So
Here we go.
no, don't trying to convince. His trying to convince was. All right. So he says, "I'll buy your first game. Like, come trade in the turtle." And so I look up. I'm like, "Well, what could I trade the turtle in for?" Lock eyes with this turtle. I'm like, I could trade the turtle in for an actual fucking turtle.
Yeah, it is
And
double
so,
sized. From
Walk up to the dude.
to like.
He's like, "Here, take this shot," and he doesn't even give me the full like 7 shots I'm paying for, which did kind of irk me. I started to ask for it, but I was also like, granted, you got to play 5 games, and that was the biggest thing, right? You have to pay 5 games to get the turtle we took home. I only paid 4 games. 4 games, still $40 fucking dollars,
Yeah.
like $40.
You just got
So,
scammed for this.
Yeah,
$40 turtle.
1,000%, and 1,000%, and I knew it going into it, but it was also like,
And where is that turtle now?
at home.
We need a
I
picture of
make
the
sure
turtle.
I know where that.
Well, his
turtle
exact
is.
words, like when we actually started talking to him, was you buy 2 games, and I'll let you trade the turtle in for the big turtle, and I'll give you your first game for free.
Yes, that's how he worded
That's
it.
how he worded it.
It was a 5-game turtle.
But it was a 5-game turtle, but he didn't mention it was a 5-game turtle until after we
Until
played the
I
first
pieced
game.
it together, and I was just like,
And
"You're
then you
an
had
asshole."
3.
And then I
Yeah.
said
And you had
to
to
him,
pay $10 more.
Yeah,
well, we hadn't actually given him any cash at that point in time.
because like I said, he didn't give me the full amount of darts. He was just like, "Here,
have you
throw
given
this,
him the
throw
turtle
this."
at this point? Like
No.
giving him back. Okay, so you could have just walked away.
but I had thrown the first dart. Because he handed it to me after doing the whole first game free. Throw this. And he was like, throw this, hit another one. You win the turtle. And that, like, holding the second dart, I was like, but I'm still spending.
This guy in,
just
dude.
Holding the second dart, I was like, I'm still spending $20.
They're so weird, man.
But he was not about to take it back. Because I had already thrown the first dart. Legally, you're right. I'd thrown the first dart. I paid for that game. Give me my 6 other fucking shots.
Oh, you should definitely have thrown all the darts at least.
But at that point, we were on the way out. I was like, let me get this fucking turtle. Let me pay for this gosh darn turtle. And take it.
That's
the
crazy.
fuck
It was
home.
bad. It was real bad.
Yeah, that one irked me.
Dude,
so
I wish.
bad.
I just had a thought. I wish that they were there with us when we went to the fair last year or whatever.
Well, with bumper cars and everything. Bumper car was lit.
That was fun as hell. But the hypnotist guy. Remember that show?
Yeah.
And, okay, so there's this hypnotist guy, right? And he's like, he's got a show at this time and this time, right? So Eddie and I, we're chilling, right? PJ and JC, yeah. So they show up and we're all chilling. We're like walking around and we like did bumper cars and doing some rides and whatever. And the hypnotist guy comes on, right? So we go on, and then it was just this dude like dancing to Michael Jackson, and I was like, when is the hypnotist start? And then I thought, I was like, is this the hypnotist? Is he making me watch him do this like Michael Jackson thing? And that's like the show.
Jokes on you. That's exactly.
Yeah, and I was like, there's a joke on me. Like I just wasted 30 minutes of my life watching a wag Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
So then after that, they weren't there for that. So then they show up and they're like, oh, hypnotist show. And I was like, heck no, dude. That was the worst thing I've ever seen, dude. I'm not going back to that. So we're walking around. Lo and behold, now it's like 8:04, and the motherfucking hypnotist is on the stage doing his thing. And I'm like, no way. So now we go and we actually watch the dude, and it was like very convincing. Like they had like the one girl's like running, thinking like the ride's falling down. And I can't remember everything about it, but I was just like, afterwards, I was like, I wish we had, because it was like.
I remember one like key thing about it was like he asked for volunteers, right? People were raising their hands and like he was calling on them, and they were like he was going up to the stage, and then like he walked up to all of them and like did something or said something to them.
Yeah.
And like 3 of them didn't fall for whatever he did.
Yeah.
And like he just sent them off.
And they went off the stage, and the other people like there was like what was one like. It was like you 3 together, and then they both think that you smell like shit.
Yeah,
they're like,
like
that.
Had one dude like on his shirt, like he had like a little dog thing on his shirt, and he was like, "All right, you're gonna think that the thing on your shirt's trying to eat you or something like that."
Yeah, like trying to. So then he's like freaking out about his shirt, and and then the last thing was when he got people up. Like he had one girl like walk up, and it's like you and your girl are sitting there. And he basically told that girl that you're like her boyfriend, and he's there like cheating on you. So she like gets up and starts like yelling at this dude, and he's like, "Wake up!" And she like goes like that, and but she's like yelling at this like we're together, been here for 2 years, like like going in, and then he tells the girl that the ride's falling, so like she just goes starts running, and they're like what like her mom's like what, and she like turns like the ride's falling, blah blah blah. So it was like. At one point when we were there, because I missed the beginning, I was mad because I missed the first 4 minutes, so I didn't get to see how it all led up. So you're kind of trying to debate, like, when did these people really get on stage, how many blah, blah, blah. But it did seem very, very, like, and I do believe in, like, just the mind. So I was like, he might actually have some here, which is why I said I wish you two were there, too, to see it and give your perspectives on it as well. But it was just so wild. It was such a wild thing. But it was just so funny to balance because it was like the first time like the guy comes on, it's like Michael Jackson, and I was like, this guy sucks.
Like straight 30 minutes of this dude just dancing to Michael Jackson.
Like, this is the worst show I've ever seen.
You guys sat there for the entire 30 minutes.
Like 24 of them, bro.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, the guy's got to come on.
See how it ended?
No.
But at
that point, I would have committed.
I couldn't,
24?
24 minutes.
Dude,
once I realized that this guy was hypnotizing me by watching him be Michael Jackson, I was like, no, I'm done.
But
Ryan,
like, it's also what's 6 more minutes?
Yeah. Okay. Now I'll tell you this: we did walk around again, and the show was off. So it wasn't like the show went like where he like might have come on afterwards. It was definitely. I felt like it was like this dude's son And he was just like gives him the stage like 5:30 when and then like at 8 he does his thing.
See, but what if like literally 1 minute after you guys left,
Dude came on. No, because
no, not even he came on. That's like the Michael Jackson dude had just turned to the audience.
Like, I am Michael Jackson.
Turned to the audience, been like, your turn, and you just watched the entire crowd break out in a dance. Like, what if he was like the ultimate hypnotist, and you guys just watched?
Well, I'm glad I didn't break out into dance because I wanted to see like an actual show. But then on the flip side, I might have actually have watched the best hypnotist show I've ever seen later on that night, which was hilarious. But I don't know. I feel like the people who run those things are just so weird, man. So weird.
It's definitely a strange life.
But it definitely is all about that, like spending money and blah blah. And when I really had the thought, I was like, this isn't much less expensive than Six Flags, and Six Flags isn't like the grand whatever.
I just think it's the idea. You think of the county fair, you think of
it is fun though.
Cheap shit.
I
It's
enjoy
a
it.
memory.
But also, we did go on the rides like before, so I had done that. Like
the thing about it is, when I think of county fair, I went to a rodeo. In the same place the county fair was at, there was a rodeo. It's like I'd never been to a rodeo. It was like 2 weeks, it was like 2 months before that, and that was more of what I thought a county fair would be. I thought a fair you have like animals, and they had some animals, but it's like mostly rides. Like I want that classic, like when you ever seen the Charlotte's Web movie?
Yeah.
And they go to that county fair. That's what I want. I want that thing. That like
one that we went to, they had just like an absurd amount of. I don't know what they're doing with all these animals. They got
ostriches.
They got like 7 camels. Like, what are we doing with these guys? And there was a very sad thing. There was like ponies in a row, and it's like a real carousel.
Yeah.
But there's nobody on them.
Yeah,
Nobody's paying to ride them.
They were just
and there's
sitting
just
there
4
eating
fucking
hay.
ponies
I'll
just
tell you
sitting
this.
there. I'm like, that is the worst thing, bro. I felt so bad for him.
You pointed that out.
I walked up to him. I was like, dude, I feel for you guys. Like, I'm sorry, man.
It's even like them petting zoo. You're getting action.
Yeah, at least they're getting love.
But this dude's just strapped to like a thing, and he's like literally standing there, and he's got to stand for how long?
We didn't even go find out, but I
God.
guarantee you that no way that's under like $10.
Dude, okay, I'll tell you.
bro.
I went on.
No,
I put Amber
Yeah.
on the pony ride, and they either took cash or like Cash App, and my shit didn't even load. So I just like pretended like I had sent them the money. I didn't pay for it. It was $8. I tried, I really did, but it wouldn't load. And I was like, all right, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not going to some ATM.
Once the pony ride's over, like what?
So and they didn't even double check. I was like, you guys are terrible businessmen. Like you didn't even double check. Like you didn't wait for the payment. Because like, oh, you can send it and then just put her on the pony and then start running. All right, appreciate it.
Well, they would probably be like, oh, she's on the pony. You got to pay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then they didn't double check. I just kind of pretended. I really tried a couple times. It just wouldn't load. And I was like, all right, well, got a free pony ride. So like $8. That's how much it was. So yeah, 10's pretty fair.
Hilarious, yeah. County fairs, man.
County fairs, weird.
But yeah, definitely when we go to Six Flags, we gotta do the 3-point competition.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Down for it.
It's fun, man.
Try to win a ball. It's always just fun
Just
dribbling
Six
around the
Flags a
park.
lot. And that was the
What
worst
you say?
part. Like me and
Oh, you said you used to go to Six Flags a lot?
Mama Bino, bro. She season passes every year.
Yeah, that's
So that was the one thing that like you could take a lunch. You got a season
But
pass
also, like,
already.
I can imagine,
Just go
dude. The one thing I
capitalize.
realized, like, dude, I didn't get to see this place 10 years ago.
Oh man, it was.
I didn't get to see it when it was like
It was
nice.
nice. It was
Like when
very
you go there
nice.
now, it's like almost run down. Which is why I was like, dude, why doesn't someone just walk over here with $1 million and slap it on Six Flags?
They made a crap ton of money already.
Yeah, but still, bro, because this is my thing, bro. Like, if you go to Tampa Bay Busch Gardens, you can go like all year round. Georgia, maybe you can't go all year round, but we're in October. You could still go through this whole week. It was nice up until today when it started raining, or yesterday. But it was nice for the past 2 weeks. Literally on a Tuesday, you could open from 4 to 9, and if your park was nice and it brought you where people wanted to go, and even if it in the season, it's like they had like things we were talking about last time where you go and like there's interactive stuff in the park making you want to come back. Then it's like you could get people there, not just on the weekends, and you can get them like even just like a couple hundred, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 people is still
Not
a
to
lot.
mention jobs.
Yeah.
They provide a lot of jobs.
Exactly, and like up in they have like Hershey Park and stuff in Busch Gardens up in
We should go to Hershey Park.
in Maryland and Virginia. But the kicker is it gets cold in Maryland and Virginia, so they have to close for the winter, right?
Yeah.
But in Florida they don't have to close, and in Georgia you don't have to close for 6 months. You can close for like 2, 3. or even and then just open up on the nicer weekend when it gets closer, start working weekends, and then boom. But now in this climate, not as many people are going to Six Flags because when you go, it doesn't bring you back. It doesn't bring you. It's not. But if you dropped 1 or 2 million or whatever, and you just made it nice, like when you go, you're in Gotham City, and you're like, shit, like you know what I mean. You're gonna want to go.
Also, growing up in Maryland, like the 2 main parks were Hershey Park when you go to Pennsylvania or Virginia, whatever it was,
Pennsylvania,
which is really
Hershey,
nice.
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Hershey.
Yeah,
and
nice.
then the other side was PG County, and that was the Six Flags.
Six Flags,
but it was kind of shitty.
Yeah, but then if you went to Virginia, 2 hours south, so same if you went, you could go north and go to Hershey Park in 2 hours, or you can go south 2 hours. You could either go to Kings Dominion or you can go to Busch Gardens, Virginia, and both are very good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So going down the street for like the Six Flags just felt like the bummy park because you would go to it in like PG County. It's not the greatest place in the world. It's not the worst place in the world, but it's like it just wasn't that great.
Yeah.
And then but then you go to Hershey Park or Busch Gardens and it's like, oh, this shit is dope as fuck. So Six Flags always had the bad taste in your mouth, like they wasn't the place.
Yeah.
So I think that it's like that, the bottom line. If you raise the bottom line, you make it that nice place, no matter what.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be Universal or Disney, but it can be in the middle.
Yeah.
Where it's like you have, and they had the superhero shit, so they're already there.
But that's what I was gonna say though. That there is, at least I know the Georgia Six Flags, right? Like that's the one I went to primarily with those season passes. There were shows. There were there's interactions, but it's also not as prevalent in the moment because it's not we were going when Goliath was still pretty fresh.
Yeah.
And that was like a huge
Exactly.
When you go to the top of Goliath, you can see it land.
Yeah.
Like you're staring at it. And then it's just whoa.
And that's really and that's why it's like, you know, Goliath can last you this long. Mm-hmm. Now you need a ride to do this, and if you just put a little bit of money and you build up, like when we went to Universal, they just opened up like the Jurassic Park ride, and that ride was fucking sick, you know. And it was like I had to go. I
lost my scarf on that ride,
but it was so fun, man. And I was like, dude, this might be the best ride in the park. But before I went, but the last time when I went back, I was going back like going to the Harry Potter stuff and blah blah blah. But then I was like, dude, this is the best ride they have here. Oh my god! And it was like, now I want to go again. I would want to go again. It's like I know I can go on that, and by the time I do go again, because it's farther away, then there might be something new. And Disney's always doing something new. But in Florida, you know, if you're there, you can get like the passes or whatever. And if I was only 20 minutes away, if I lived 20 minutes away from Six Flags or I lived 20 minutes away from Universal, I would go to Universal Studios way, way, way more than I would go to Six Flags, just because of how I feel when I'm in there. Just like cleanliness of the park, how the rides look, how the rides feel, how like safe do you feel, like how new are they, all these different things. Because when you get on a wooden roller coaster and you get off and you're like, you know, you don't want to go, like your body's all messed up. But then you go on one of those rides and you glide and you feel like, oh my god, I want to go again. You know, you need more of those. And then when you're in there, now you got people, now they're playing games, now you got people buying food and, you know, and all these things. And it's just about getting people in the park. And it's just like, if you're gonna play Roller Coaster Tycoon, like you're not gonna let your park, like
how much you have of that? Sorry,
I'm gonna take one more step. You can have the rest.
Like if you're playing Roller Coaster Tycoon, you're not gonna make your park like bottom.
So it's the guy that doesn't have to drive home,
right?
You want some too? I'm not greedy.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're doing a Roller Coaster Tycoon thing, you're not gonna make your park bottom.
If you're not gonna drink it, I'm gonna fucking drink it.
No, I'm gonna drink it.
So it's not gonna be bottom tier park. You're gonna make it nice.
You know? Not using
and within your means. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I just feel like, especially because they already have this setup. Like when you go to you already feel kind of cool when you go down to that Gotham City down there.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, this is fire. But then when we went on like the Riddler ride, when I got off, I was like, And it was like, at first it looks like a cool ride, and then it's like, But now it's like, I don't really want to go on that one again.
The last couple times I was there, they didn't even play the music.
Yeah, and that's the point.
That was huge.
Yeah,
that was huge. The just Batman noises.
Yeah, exactly.
Playing as you're waiting in the line for Batman.
And you went to Disney, right?
Ambiance.
You said you went to Disney, right?
Once. Yeah.
Okay,
let's do Disney, dude. I've never been to Disney.
So I want to do Disney. But you remember there's like points where it's like very immersive and vast with like
I'm gonna be honest,
the characters.
And I've talked about this on the podcast, I believe. Mom did a timeshare, love me to death for taking me to Disney. I wanted to go to Epcot so fucking bad, and we went to Magic Kingdom instead. And I was so pissed.
True. bro.
Okay,
I was
guys,
so pissed.
I want
Splash
to
Mountain
do a
was fun.
1 week.
Splash Mountain-
About
I want to
Magic
do
Kingdom,
a
man.
1 week Disney trip where we stay. Fuck money. We stay at a Disney hotel, so we get all the tickets, and we're right on the resort. We just walk to the freaking parks or take the shuttles. We do 1 week so we can do all the parks. Do it for like 2024, late 2024 or something.
You can do a Disney nut retreat. How about that?
A night?
A Disney nut retreat.
I'm definitely down.
I'm down.
But yeah.
But
Late
basically,
2024.
We can make it happen.
Like-
it's not Ryan.
like,
Because, dude, I was looking up Great Wolf Lodge.
Like Eddie.
Great Wolf Lodge for 12 people would cost like $6,000 for a week. So we might as well do like
No,
Disney.
you might as well go to park. Okay. Like, you went to Universal, right?
Right.
And when you watched the Harry Potter, you're like, damn, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it was.
You're like, oh shit. So imagine you do that feeling, but you're in Gotham City
Yeah.
and it's fucking Batman.
Yeah, dude.
And you're like, oh shit, it's Batman.
And then,
oh my God.
there's one Batman dressed up and one Joker. And if you meet
Yeah.
them and you get their autograph, like throughout the day, they pop up in random spots. If you get all the autographs, you turn it in and you get some fucking prize for this shit.
You know what made me?
But
That's
it's
what I
so
want.
upset
I want to
is-
find
So
them.
Six Flags.
I want to hunt them down.
Like along those lines.
it.
Bane's
one of the
running around
things-
somewhere.
And it's crazy because I've literally never thought about this until now, but it was like huge for me as a child. Was one of the things that I was always upset every single time we went. I never like there was this whole stage for that. Never once saw it in action. Ever.
Yeah.
Like never saw.
You gotta have it
anything
like on
about
the
it.
hour, like just
Never.
the fucking like the
Well,
scene rolls in
yeah.
like boom, like a helicopter. You're like, whoa! It doesn't have to be that crazy. Like Six Flags doesn't have to put somewhat work, but you just have to make you feel
Yeah.
like you want and it's
Just
fun.
make
You
it
want to
make
go back,
sense.
and when you get on the rides, you want to go again. That's what you need.
They just need a rebrand, I think.
Yeah, but and that's why,
See, but-
and that's but they could.
Sell out.
And if you said they'd make enough money anyway,
Just
they could
sell
do
it
it, and they
all.
would make way more money, and then I would want to go more too. So
1,000%.
better for me.
1,000%.
They just need to invent Ready Player One.
I will say though,
That game. I need
the
that.
I still
Six
gotta watch
Flags
the
in
movie.
California.
nice.
Six Flags in California, they've got some like big
Okay.
boy rides. Over
Not
there.
all Six Flags are
built the
so-
same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Not all.
Which
Sure.
is why I'm saying Six Flags could do it.
Yeah.
Not all Six
Yeah.
Flags are created equal. So.
Yeah, at all.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Is that a franchise? Do you think?
Six Flags?
Yeah.
I would.
Is it one of those
assume
things
so.
that you can like, if you have enough money, you
Could
can
you
buy
have
one,
two
like a
over Georgia?
No,
McDonald's?
That's
it's,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
you can pretty much be like, I'm gonna open a theme park. And
Six
then you
Flags
partner
over
with
Georgia.
Six Flags.
Six Flags over GA. Like
Where would
like,
you put
how would
one?
you-
Where would you put one in Georgia today?
in Georgia.
Yeah,
Just
Probably
south
not.
of here.
Trilith. Say.
No. I'll put it just south of here, like right where it starts to get a little like more little country. That where you get the bottom half is Georgia and Florida, and then
Like
you
Griffin?
and then you get the Atlanta people, the North Atlantic, and you get Alabama from over here.
Yeah.
And then you get all these people, and you get them, and then
So
the people from
Southwest.
the East Georgia are gonna come too. You just go down whatever that bottom highway is. But yeah, I'll do it just south of here, somewhere just someone who has land, and just be like, yo, let's make it.
I could
theme
definitely
park.
see Griffin being a prime location for that.
True. I haven't been. I don't recall 100% over on it, but I remember man who worked at Pissed Off. His family was from there.
I remember playing.
Oh,
Griffin
yeah.
football team. That shit hurt. Those boys were built different, bro.
True. So I would
They're
definitely love
French
that. And I
boys.
honestly, bro, like that's one thing I do miss about living in Maryland is that like you had the option. You had like if you want to go to Six Flags, you could, but then you had also if you just want to go like 2 hours out of your way, you can go to a really nice theme park, and it's really dope. And I think there's one in like the Carolinas, but I haven't been. So I'm not sure how far that is, but I might
See,
be on the South Carolina, North
I
Carolina.
feel like
block.
that's a reason not
might
to
be on the
revamp
South Carolina
Six
North
Flags.
Carolina. What
though.
is that?
So I feel like that's a reason not to revamp Six Flags though, because you just said it's like having the option, like because theoretically.
No,
but-
I would say like. It was nice having Six Flags only like 30 minutes away.
Oh, yeah,
But I would have
so-
definitely preferred to have King's Dominion 30 minutes away. Are you kidding me?
Or
They had a ride where
Hershey.
you like
I
shot
loved
out a
Hershey.
volcano. Dude, they had such good rides. Like all those rides where it's like if you can name 4 or 5 rides, you're like, dude, that was dope when I was there. Bro, it's fun. You know, but if you go to Six Flags, like Superman is fun. You know, the one you said,
Honestly,
and that's the only 2 I can remember that are actually really fun.
Goliath, Superman.
you know that
Batman's
big,
pretty lit.
that
Yeah,
big.
Batman is it, but also when you look at it in the daytime, you're like, whoa, what is that? It's almost like Space Mountain and where it's like you turn
Oh,
the lights
those
on, you're
are
like,
cool.
what the hell?
We did
But-
Space Mountain once with the lights on. Do you remember? Like,
Yes.
it broke down.
Yeah.
And we were still
I-
riding, all the lights were on.
I
We're
honestly,
like, oh shit.
I like having rides that go high and go fast and go far. Like I like moving through space. I'm not trying to be in this confined thing. And the Batman is fun though. So I can give you the Batman.
First time I rode Batman, I remember I literally almost peed myself because nobody explained to me that the whole beheading thing that has to do with that ride was for some asshole trying to jump over the fence and ended up getting kicked by somebody on the ride.
Ooh.
I thought it happened to somebody on the ride. So we get on there and like my mom, like family members, they're all just so ready to go, so happy, so excited about it. Talking all this praise on this ride. I'm like, didn't somebody lose their head on this shit? Mm-hmm. And I'm like barely tall enough to ride the first time we go. And so I'm just like, God. Literally almost peed myself. As like the second the platform went down, I remember
that ride is fun. I'll give you that.
I remember thinking to myself, like clenching for dear life, because I was like, everybody's gonna see the pee dripping down if I pee right now.
So is Batman kind of like the Hagrid ride?
No, so Batman is
you're
where
sitting, you're hanging.
Oh, the Hagrid ride's cool.
The Hagrid ride was very cool.
They got rid of the dragons.
Yeah. That's the ride that you could equate it to, too. It's
dragons.
basically like it's a cart like this, and you hang down. It's rows of 4, and you sit like this, and your feet are dangling.
Yeah.
And the track's above you, and you got the thing
you
like this.
You get in it standing
like
up.
That.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
There's the bear. It's like a bear at Hershey Park or something.
The Batman is a little different because you stand up. Yeah, that's crazy.
You get in it standing up, and then the platform drops underneath you, and you're just hanging on it.
Fact.
So it's like
it's a little different, but the Great
like
Bear
fingers going down.
The Great Bear, yeah.
So imagine the person.
Technically, we could start one of those parks.
Imagine the person that decapitated.
Oh yeah.
Whoever that person was.
Oh yeah.
Imagine how they felt.
Do y'all know about this story?
Their leg probably hurt.
I don't know. I didn't even know.
Right to get it cast.
Physical and mental.
Stub the toe.
But yeah, it was just one of those things like I heard as a kid, and, like not even like just heard. Like I remember my mom telling me about this news story. Like,
would you feel bad?
Somebody got decapitated trying to hop the fence by Batman, and it came through, and somebody literally kicked their head off.
I just feel like the timing, like you just gotta time it better.
That stupid.
Yeah, I feel like
I know that sounds terrible.
I feel like you should just wait for like the ride to be like not in action.
Dude,
just get your.
I feel like you pick any roller coaster. No, this is so bad because like. I'm gonna say I don't give a fuck.
Oh my!
I feel like you pick any roller coaster, and you put like a flag, like capture the flag in like the center of it. I will get the flag and get back over the fence with not a scratch on me, even if the roller coaster doesn't stop. Because I don't know how you messed that up. You just look where the track is.
Well, how many carts are there?
2 running at the same time.
See, but
you
said any roller coaster. You said any.
That's right.
Any
Six Flags.
Okay, not the scrambler because
like,
you can't get out of that.
I was gonna say
any like roller coaster, like on the track going.
But I'm fairly confident this is in Maryland. I don't know if it's Six Flags in Maryland, but the Joker ride. It had to be the Six Flags in Maryland because it's the Joker ride, and it's literally like this giant ball of track, and you're like, and you end up in the same place.
Yep.
Thank you,
That's
Ryan.
a Joker ride. Yep.
Thank you.
And the Superman one is fun. You go really high. And you go. Fun fact: at that Six Flags, I got scared
I don't
of
think
roller
you're making
coasters.
it out of the Joker ride. Sorry.
I got scared of roller coasters when I was younger at that Six Flags, riding the boat ride that I rode the other day. Yeah. So.
Until he went with his friends, and then he didn't want to do that.
And then my one friend invited me to Hershey Park. And Hershey Park's sick. And then everything was fine. I went on the claw ride first. And then they got to the big ride. And I was like, I can't be a bitch.
Yeah.
So I went on. And then right when we went, within like 2 seconds, all the fear left my body. And all the remembrance of what this feeling was and what this was came back. And I've never dropped it again ever since.
You guys want to hear an interesting story about the boat ride? So I think it was the fair at least, but I remember me and my grandmother, and I wanted to ride it so bad. And so whatever my mom was riding, it was some ride I couldn't get on. She gets off, and my grandmother talks her into taking me on it. Right? We get on, and the core memory I have isn't even the ride itself, because I don't remember the ride itself. And if I'm being honest, I don't know if I've been on a boat ride since this one. But
it's fun.
I remember getting on, like crying crying while I was on it. So I was so scared. I didn't realize how high up it went.
Yeah, you
And
get
we
that
sat-
feeling where you like
we
come out the
literally
seat.
was
and
like,
Dude.
it is
sitting-
easy to get scared on that one.
I like
We
the
were
ones that
sitting
go
on the
upside
back.
down.
We were sitting on like
Oh, the
that
boats that go
the
upside
very
down? Yeah,
tail
those are fun.
end of the boat because this freaking butthole of a orchestrator of the ride, our vehicle attendant, whatever, puts us at the very end. So like we're up
Yeah.
there, and I'm like I'm
You're gonna fall out. You think you're gonna fall out?
fucking
Yeah.
terrified
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm tiny. I was tall and lanky,
I feel that.
and so I did fall out of rides a lot. Like I had to hold on to rides a lot, and so I'm terrified. I blatantly, vividly, like literally, probably would recognize her voice to this day. Remember this younger, 17, possibly already 18 female yelling because when we got off the ride, she was like, "He stopped the ride early because of you," and pointed at. I'm like 6.
No. Got embarrassed.
I'm like 6 years old.
Said, "Don't be a."
Yeah.
Pointed at me, slashed her head, little like white girl, like blatantly remember this, vividly,
done,
core
dude.
memory, inside out.
Dude,
core
why'd you
memory
ruin
in
her
my brain.
ride, bro?
Yeah,
God,
He stopped
fucking
the ride
asshole,
early
dude.
because of you.
Yeah, you should've
Like
liked it,
so
dude.
pissed. Like,
Damn.
are you that broke? Are you that broke?
That is tough because you are buying tickets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can go to Six Flags and ride that all day long. $47.
Six Flags sponsored? Question
Yeah.
mark.
All in all,
I will definitely help with the rebranding Six Flags.
Yeah.
So,
I'd be willing to do
Yeah,
that.
nerfing on it.
So
but
my
I do want to. I
question-
do want to go to a amusement park now. That we're talking
Just
about. So,
put
but we can
comics on the
segue.
wall.
We
I
can
feel like
segue.
that's always one of the dope things in my brain. Like if there are comics lining something, that's always fire in my brain.
What?
If they were to like put OG Batman comics up,
Oh yeah.
like
That would be cool.
pages,
That'd
that
be
would
cool.
be
In
fire.
on the Batman ride, you're
Yeah.
just like walking through the history of Batman, dude.
Oh
man.
yeah,
I
dude,
do
the
think
Batman
there's something
Museum.
like that. There's definitely something like that, but it's not as good as it could.
You know what they need? They
But-
need parks that aren't just like amusement roller coaster, but also have that. Like you go into the museum and you like learn some
You
shit.
just have to have
That is a
interactive stuff.
museum.
Yeah, but then you go to the ride after.
You just have to have like
Yeah.
Both.
like Hershey Park also
There's
has
that science museum. There's one.
maybe
in,
it's Kings Dominion,
I
or
don't
they
know if it's
both do. They
Baltimore
also
or
have
just
like
in
a zoo,
Maryland.
right?
The NASA place is cool. That might be it.
So you're walking through the park and all of a sudden you just walk and then there's a zoo and you're like, oh shit, there's a zoo.
Those,
here. Let's go to that.
In DC, they have a lot of those museum. I don't know if any of them have like
There's,
yeah,
interactive
there's-
shit.
there's-
oh,
there's-
definitely.
Yeah, remember we went to the
there's
9/11?
some-
Nothing to like bring you, but yeah, the 9/11 one.
That was a school field trip.
But
Yeah.
I do want to hear what the
I've been to the
segue was.
9/11 museum. in
and they had
DC.
like the top of the
yeah,
building.
DC, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's the newseum, right? And then they have
Yeah.
all the news.
They had the
and that's a
NASA one
segment.
though. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. I think there was a space. I just remember eating the space can, like the space.
Yeah, I remember.
ice cream.
Dude, they had an actually really fun little roller coaster thing where it spin upside down. And you're like in like the spaceship thing.
Mm.
That was fun.
So you're
That was
segueing
fun.
off,
Field trips
right?
were lit, dude. No matter where
Yeah,
you're
back
going.
in
Before-
the day.
My question, yeah. So, I saw an article today, right? When I was just sitting on my lunch break, and basically it was like this 19-year-old kid was getting pulled over, right? And he just like thought he could outrun the police, basically, right? But he was getting pulled over, I think, because his like traffic light, like tail light was out or something like that. So he drives away real fast, right? And the police officer is obviously chasing him, and pulls up to his crib, runs into his house, runs upstairs, and then the police officer's chasing him through the house, right? Tases him, and the first thing that the kid says is, "What's happening? What's happening?" Like it's just like reset or something like that. So, anyways, my question for y'all is there anything that would make you want to run away from the police, basically?
I've ran away from the police a couple times.
Not saying that you have to admit to past ones, but
I could just be telling stories.
There's a way for me
Yeah.
to avoid their interaction. I will avoid it.
Yeah, definitely.
And if there isn't a way, then I will accept that there is no way to avoid it.
This is actually comical. Because the black guy's going to say, I don't really care. I got pulled over today.
Yeah.
oh yeah, you never
what?
told me that story.
Yeah, for freaking tents. I'm borrowing a car right now.
They just like
Freaking
pulling
what?
Calvin over.
That's for the tent level.
They like to see how
Oh,
you're
the
doing.
And so,
Hey Calvin, how you
here's,
doing,
here's,
buddy?
here's my thing. Here's my thing. Here's my thing, right? The car behind me was like a BMW that I couldn't see into. So I was just like, all right, yeah, that's what we said. Also, this lady that I carpool with a lot, one of these drives that we're driving, me and her were in this discussion about how her husband had just gotten pulled over for his tint level in a Tesla that had factory tints. So he gets pulled over at some BS, blah, 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 blah. But I was just like, I verbatim remember saying, dang, I didn't even really know they pulled people over for that. I thought it was just like one of those BS things that they get, like, people they're already searching for you with, right?
No, if they want to pull you over, they'll find anything to pull you over for.
But the reason we were talking about, we were in the same Tesla, and she just had rolled down the windows out of nowhere. And it was because we were passing a stationary cop. They're the bored ones. Like the cops that just sit in the median. So typically, ever since that moment, I've always rolled down the windows. I'm driving a Accord. It's not dark. It's not dark enough. It's not that dark. And the cop tested it, said what he believed it said. Never actually showed me, and I asked to see it. I do want to point that out. However, I didn't end up getting a ticket, so it is what it is. This dude, me and this dude, I've had a run-in before on some others. So, I actually don't have any problems with this dude. White dude, funnily enough. But
so this was
him.
Got you. Okay.
This was him, dog. Yeah.
With that dude, huh?
Yeah, that dude. It was wild.
Damn.
The second he walked up to the window, I recognized him. I was just like, please tell me I've grown. Like that was my first thought process. And he did quite recognize me enough. And I'm black, so that definitely played in. You're not going to be like, have I seen you before? And then I'm going to be able to be like, oh, you think all black dudes look the same. But yeah, no. Pulls me over. First thing he does is like, hey, can you roll your window up to about here? And that's when I was just like, okay. Rolled it up, saw him reaching his pocket, and I was just like, fuck. He's about to test it. So he tests it, tells me what number it is. This is the legal limit, blah, 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 blah. Goes back, runs my ID. And the only thing I have on my record is speeding ticket. So for me, in that moment, and in most moments, I do take pride in the fact that I can not give a fuck if I have an altercation with the police. Like, I take a lot of pride in that. Because, like, the second I got pulled over, I saw him when I passed him. It was one of the only times I didn't roll down my windows ever since that moment with the lady that owns the Tesla. One of the only times. And I literally had that active thought. And that's how I kind of felt like it was going to happen. Because there are too many, like, me thinking about this shit happening for it not to. But I had the active thought, like, it's kind of cold outside. I'm not really tripping on it. Didn't roll down the windows. Saw him pull out in the lane next to me. And I was just like, dang, he got somebody. And it turned out to be me.
Got him.
Yeah.
Dang.
But I did get my kick in because I literally pulled in right behind a sign on the road. And so I watched him, like, start to go around it, back up, start to go around it again because he didn't want to not be where he could directly get to me. But to the same extent, he didn't want to be sticking into the lane because of the traffic sign. So I thought that was hysterical.
Got him.
Yeah, that's tough, dude.
Yeah.
I really just try to avoid all interaction.
I get that, but I do take
you got
pride.
that.
There's one. I'm not gonna
really.
say what the situation is, but there's one cop that I drive by often. He just seems like a nice guy. I always just give him a little. he does it right back to me. That's it.
Yeah,
Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah. Facts.
Other than that, though,
I know you're talking about that.
There's
don't
one
enjoy it.
cop that I see
Definitely
a lot on my drive to work pretty much every day. It's a sheriff, and I'm sure you see it also because he has his name on his car.
Yeah.
the green and black car, is it that one?
No, it's Clayton County.
Oh, okay.
What's up for?
Period.
Yeah. I have seen him.
Try to avoid it.
But then I also saw that he has his name on a billboard too.
It's going dummy in that police
Riverdale.
department.
Okay,
Wait, did you
sheriff.
say what your quest was?
I don't think I did.
What is your quest?
Tying things together.
Tying
That's
things
my
together.
quest. I have a lot of loose ends right now. I have a lot of shit going
Alright.
on.
And what was your
I'm
thing?
Just kind of getting organized.
Leaving the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
No. What was your question?
My question was, if you can, basically it was like, would you try to avoid?
Oh yeah.
someone who
Cool. I was just
Oh,
I was
would you
recap.
be okay
tying
with
these ends, man.
confronting them?
Just making sure.
I feel like
Yeah.
if you can, you should always try to stay away. Because there's almost like never a situation when you want to like really interact. Because the cop's mentality is literally to like make your life worse. Like if you break it down, like they're not trying to help you. Let's be
So
honest.
is there going to be a situation though?
That sounds like a non-law-abiding citizen, if you ask me.
Is there
Nah,
gonna
I'm
be
a
a
law-abiding
situation
citizen for
in
the most part.
future
See,
where
that's
you
if I'm-
would run away
Dude.
from the police if you were getting pulled over?
If I'm dead to rights, I'm not
I mean,
running.
obviously.
Anytime
like,
I'm dead to rights, I have not run. But
Yeah.
anytime that there's like leeway,
Like McQueen, man.
fucking gone, dude.
recording.
and I like knock on wood, like, and yeah, it's always been
As
alright.
long as those lights aren't on. Yeah.
It's been on.
Here's the thing. I just feel like
We got away.
it really comes down to is like you said, like is
Yeah.
that cop or this cop, like, and not all cops are bad, and that's true, but you are gambling.
Yeah. Oh,
Every time you,
because
like,
their
you don't,
job
until
is
you
to
know
And
them, and then once you know like their
and-
number, and you're like you know them by their name, and you guys are like
even that. I don't-
like human to human,
Yeah.
whatever. Still, like majority of the time, like you might not get that, and like you said, in the town, there's a lot of bored ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you got something, there's like 6 rolling up, like bro, like what?
Yeah.
In what like?
Oh, speaking of 6 squad cars, oh my gosh, I have a story. Bro.
Okay.
I don't even know what the story is, if I'm being honest. But so I'm at a stoplight, and I just decided, like I had a gut feeling. I was just like, I can make that yellow, but I'm not gonna take it. So I chill, and then literally like this an old lady in a wheelchair comes up to me begging. I'm talking to her, and I'd already given. I try to only give one person per day, because I don't like I'd rather give one person enough money to go get food when they're asking for it, and I do personally pray about that, but I'd already given my one person sent my tithes basically in my brain, and I was just like, I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't help you, I can't. And as soon as I look up, I watch 3 SUVs turn the lights on to go through the double red light as it's changing. I was just like, And so start going. This freaking butthole cuts around me through the turning lane, cuts around them, not really looking at them. And I watch by the time they hit the second car, I watch them go, holy fucking shit. And starts backing up and slowing down. Squad cars don't do anything. So I'm already just okay, 2 of these are K9 units. Y'all are going to do something if you don't care about him, because he's
It's not following the rules.
No.
blatantly messing up.
yeah, to the point where you are literally a hazard, swerving into oncoming traffic slightly.
Yeah.
When he you could, that's what I meant by you could tell he realized, because he slammed on his brakes and skirt across both ways. And I was just okay, they're doing something. And as I'm having this thought process, we pull up basically 2 more lights. They turn right, and I watch. I'd already seen one squad car at the gas station they were turning right at, right? Watch him flick on his lights to have somebody stop. And then he's got these people stop, and I watch 4 or 5 fucking more squad cars pull out behind these 3 SUVs like clockwork. The SUV's cleared, and then behind the gas station where I could barely see stopped at this red light, it's just foo, 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 foo. And I was just oh shit. What the and it was so funny to me though, because I was the curiosity almost got the better of me. If I was white, I would have done it, but I'm following this 3 SUVs and I was I could turn right. I could go see what they're doing.
You could just
but I'm
go
also
rob the
not
gas
trying
station they left from. Like,
I wasn't trying to get caught in
the
the
cops
middle
in
of
the
nothing.
fucking town are
And
all
sure
one
enough,
spot, dude.
not
You
following
don't want to
them
get
was
grouped
the
in,
move.
dude. It's always
Yeah.
just better
Yeah.
to stay away.
Not following was the move.
Bro, we watched this dude.
That was 8.
We watched this dude
cars in a row.
yesterday try to park his car in between the cart rack and another car.
Mhm.
And
At a
just
Walmart.
drilled the shit out of it,
Yeah.
scraped it up.
Jeez.
Didn't back out, went through all the way.
Yeah.
But he did get out and go get the manager. He was an old guy,
You
so
went
he
and
did the
looked,
right
yeah.
thing. So
Nice.
when we left, I saw that he was doing the right thing. I was like, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
he's
good.
Nice.
But still, it was what did I just watch?
Yeah,
Well,
that's just weird.
And
he's
one
good
time we
anyway.
went to
Yeah,
go.
he made a
We were
mistake.
trying. We
Yeah.
had to Red Lobster. I haven't been to Red Lobster in like years. Went to a Red Lobster and we pulled a Red Lobster and back in and looked to the left and there's a gas station and go.
Like a 30-car pursuit.
Yeah, like cops pulling up, guns drawn, like running all over there by there.
That's what I have the video. I started recording when I saw them draw their guns. Like, oh, shit's about to go down.
So they were video, and then they're going like to the highway. So obviously it was somewhere over there. And this cop, he's coming from over here, and he flicks his lights on, and he goes into the left lane, but he has to go to oncoming traffic into this turn that you're not supposed to go into, and then tries to cut across, go to the highway, and then cause like an accident between these two cars.
I got it on camera.
Looks at it, and then just keeps going and like dips off. Yeah. So we went over there and like gave him the video to be like. I gave him
the video. I was like, if y'all are gonna get out of this, the cop did this. Here's the video, and then we dipped out.
Because I was like, oh, he just caused an accident, and I saw it. Whatever. But that just reminded me when you're saying that. But it was crazy. I was like, dang, they had like guns drawn and everything. Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened that day.
And I meant to go look up what could have been happening.
I forgot. I wanted to.
You can look, just whatever town, whatever time.
Yeah, but it was just like it was so surreal. It was so surreal.
What, seeing how they move and
dude, like maneuvering.
Yeah, bro.
And I was just like, they're going to get somebody. Like that's not. Like, that is months of planning.
I think generally, overall, when it comes to police, like, I don't even think the good cop, bad cop. Of course, you have, like, corrupt people in every position of anything. But you have somebody who, like, whether they, like, they respect the badge or they don't, at the end of the day, they have the utmost authority to do whatever they want at any point in time and get away with it. Being realistic.
In the moment, yeah.
In the moment. Like, they can knock on the door. Dude, like... Even just higher level than cops, bro. Like, the military can be like, we have a search warrant, seize your house, beat the shit out of all of us, kill all of us, and get away with it.
I mean...
So, to me, any sort of enforcement agency,
if you let
it's
them
like,
in,
stay away. Doesn't matter, bro. They could beat the door down.
I mean, yeah.
You seen the SWAT rage where they hit those things?
That's where live streaming comes in.
It doesn't matter, bro. If you're dead, you're dead. Who gives a fuck what the evidence said? You can't come back from that. You have no actual rights.
It's not like round two. It's like let's
try get the respawn.
Let's try negotiating this time.
And they can be like, it was an accident. I mean, one of my friend's house got raided.
Died before.
Just his family house got raided. The fucking cops swarmed in the house, tore up all the shit, and they were like, "Oh, this is actually a nice house." They're like, "Sorry, guys," and they left. Didn't pay for any of the damages. Nothing. They just came, fucked everything up, and left.
Well, I guess you can also. We were talking about outside, right? With just like the government versus like the non thing, and it's like, okay, well, if like what you decide, you go to the hospital, and then all of a sudden, you gotta like deal with all this other stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And even so I just feel like
stay away, man. It's not a game you want to play.
Yeah, I just try to, and I do like I don't fear like I'm doing something wrong, like oh, if they look at me up, I'm gonna be beat. Like, no. But at the same time, like, I don't want them around me at all.
Yeah.
You know, I've never met anyone that has been a cop that I really, like, vibed with. So it's like, my mind is like, if that's what they're doing.
That's their job. Cause even
and they have a job to do. Which is the point, too, as well, where it's like, maybe the guy's sending me in because he needs 2 more tickets that month or whatever. You know what I mean? So, and like you said, if it's based off money, when we're talking about there, if it's like, it can't be based off money. Mm-hmm. But if it is, then... We're talking about something completely different,
nope.
You know. So
even if it's not direct, like you have a quote to me, it's like, oh, you need productivity. Like you're not gonna get the raise if you haven't done shit. They go, how many people you pulled over? You haven't done shit. You're not getting a raise.
I feel like anything that's actually for the good of humanity and community, neither independently but as it together, cannot be innately monetary.
Oh yeah, it can't have nothing to do with money.
It can't. Yeah. It can be a byproduct because money like you need money to do damn near everything nowadays. However,
I think anything that money has to do with, it's always going to
leach into something. Someone's going to leech their way into it.
I think this way, right? Like, okay, like I could be like, okay, I got $1 million. I'm going to buy a shit ton of t-shirts and give them out. And that's all pure, right? I get nothing out of that. I just give them all away. I don't even put the away shit on them. But then you have the train of where those T-shirts came. Where am I giving that $1 million to? Anytime money's connected, somebody's getting money.
See.
Every
But
time you
that's why
pay
I said
taxes.
innate. That's the difference.
What do you mean?
That's why I said innately monetary. Because if you're just handing out T-shirts, yes, and a side effect of that is people are going to be like, who's this dude handing out? Just because you're handing out T-shirts, they learn you. You are us. You are it. And so as a result, they're going to backtrack.
Yeah.
But that's just because they learned you.
I
The
just feel
objective was not for them to learn Oceans, because then it would have been you handing out Oceans merch.
Yeah.
And that's what I say, innately monetary. Anything where one of the first thought processes of it are, here's how we fund it, here's how we make money off it, or here's even how it breaks even. Because the only things that are truly, truly not only good for humanity, but good for community as well, somebody was like, I'm willing to... My wife mentioned this to me today. The only things where you're really doing something for someone else, you're sacrificing for yourself. We are made to be selfish.
I also just think...
I love you, so I'm going to do things for you because it makes me happy to see you happy.
Yeah.
We are made to...
I just
we were
know.
talking at one point where it was like the lines of being like selfish and selfless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And both, you have to be selfish to be selfless, and you have
Mhm.
to be selfless to be selfish.
Yeah.
Right? And if you do those things, you're always going to be on the whatever. But if you're being selfish just to be selfish,
Yeah.
obviously, or whatever, or if you're being selfish
No,
just to be like...
It's stupid. Like,
To
all
make
right,
me
this
look
is
good.
my
There's two-
metaphor for the thing, right? If I buy a piece of pizza, like 8 slices, it's easy as 4 of us, and I sit here and I'm like, oh, I have this pizza, and I eat all 8 slices by myself because I'm hungry. People would be like, oh, you're selfish. But actually, you're foolish. You're not selfish. It wasn't a selfish act. It was a foolish act, because understanding that your fulfillment doesn't come from just fulfilling your hunger. The smart thing would have been, selfishly, I will offer you 2 slices, you 2 slices, you 2 slices. Whether you take them or not doesn't matter. But I will offer it because that means that I know that if we're all eating together and we're all satisfied, I'm going to have the best time that I can possibly have.
Not if you're going to starve.
No, if you're going to starve, but 2 slices, I'll be fine.
I mean, yeah.
So
Should
in the 8 pizza slices perspective, that's
But that's where
this is not end of the world theory. This is current
We
day.
think one slice.
5.
5.
Who cares? Whatever. But I offer it because I understand that I gave you the choice, and I will feel better.
Calvin just died of malnourishment.
Yeah, Calvin didn't pass charisma checks.
See, and that's where I say you're helping not only community
Yeah,
but humanity,
which is also selfless, because now I gave you guys, because I want you guys to have the best time, but I also want to have the best time.
And
Anything else is
because
foolish.
it's not innately.
But the
monetary.
action is the same regardless.
You don't anticipate me buying you food later.
The only reason
You
I
just
say
do.
that is because of this, right? I really feel that there is no action you can take in this modern day society that isn't traced with some sort of evil, that whether you're conscious of it or not, you trace with some sort of evil. Like every time you pay taxes, you pay for bullets that were loaded up with guns and they killed innocent people.
No.
Or bombs or missiles.
But that's-
you paid for that.
But
So did I.
my only issue with that is you saying any actions you take. My actions do not result in that. It is the
No, but
repercussions of my actions that other people make actions with.
yeah,
That
But it's a
result
chain.
in that.
It's a chain. You're a part of it.
Or the only way you're not part of it is if you're playing off the grid like Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think that's the
Like,
idea.
But and that is, and it's about, and it's not your fault. Like you don't
Yeah.
have any
Yeah, I
fault in
mean,
that.
yeah.
And that's why
See-
I was telling him, like, okay, if
You're
like
not innately at blame.
like real estate, right? If you have money, you're smart to do real estate things, right? Smart to invest in property, business property, things like that.
Mm.
But if I have 2 houses, that means someone on this earth doesn't have a house. Because I have
That's just enough
2.
space.
I only need 1. You know what I'm saying? So if I have $1 million and I invest in real estate, I'm taking part in monopoly. I am part of the problem. Because I'm running the monopoly. I'm allowing so that when you land on my property, you got to give me money.
Instead of giving it for free,
Yeah.
which we wouldn't do because that's not the way we work.
But you're gonna lose all your money if you just give people houses.
And I will say this.
So
as
that's
well.
why
a
it's
lot of
like that's where, in his sense, where it's like, yes, for you personally, real estate is good for you, but by doing it, you're part of the evil of the societal world because of what's going on within this.
And I think it's this. The idea is this. The idea is to shake apart the 100% purity and the 100% evil, where it's like you can look at people and be like, they're 100% evil, but there is good from what they're doing. And you can look at people and be like, oh, they're 100% good, but there's some evil about what they're doing. And when you acknowledge that within yourself, you understand that I am a part of this system. I'm a part of this thing. I can embrace the yin and yang within myself,
but
rather than being like,
and here's
judging.
But here's the tricky part with that, because then that's still based on perspective. If you really want to talk a non-biased sense of what's the right and wrong ways to do things, everybody should really just give a fuck about themselves and themselves only.
I don't
because
think so.
it's the whole thing of you have to be selfless to be selfish.
Yeah.
And so
but that's not being selfish to only care about yourself.
It is because it's the same thing we said in what was that podcast, like 3, 4, where we were talking about how if everybody was doing what they were sitting here to fucking do, we'd be chilling. It's that premise. It's that exact same premise. If everybody just focused on themselves,
yeah, but
no.
Also, that was one of the last ones.
This is the thing, like
6 or 7.
But his
this is 7.
Like you, like us going like,
you
providing for your family and going to work is not a wrong thing to do.
No.
But because we do these systemal jobs where it's like this job was laid out for me and I did this job, you are helping that system continue on. However, how many options do you have if you don't do that right now? Not many. But if everyone in the world decided we're not going to go to work today, or we're not going to do this,
we're not going to pay our taxes, like nobody sends money.
But the only thing is for taxes, you don't get your $100, and then now let me give government 10. You just get the 80 or the 70. You know what I'm saying? You don't even get to decide.
Yeah, that's cold.
You don't even get to decide where your taxes go. You know what I'm saying? So at one point we would all have to. I don't know how it would look for the first little bit. I don't know how it all go down, but as a society, we have to decide that this is not how we want to live. We don't want to go to work and then the government decides how much money gets taken out and we don't get to decide where it goes.
You know the problem is?
Instead, they throw $80 billion over to Ukraine when you can help Hawaii for 2 and they don't do it. And Flint still doesn't have water and all these inner things in this country right now. But we're spending how many $1 billion of our hard-earned money that you go work and you work every day, and now you get 75%.
This is the thing. Okay, hold on. I think bigger picture, none of the stuff's gonna change.
What you mean? You go to work.
I feel like.
Why do you go to work?
If you added up,
why do you go to work?
If you added up the total amount of taxes that all 4 of us sitting here, we're not reaching $1 billion.
Money's not real.
But at the same time, we're not reaching $1 billion. But our went to that $1 billion. Okay, take 4,000 out of that billion.
Hold on.
Take 4,000 out of that $1 billion, right? And maybe put my 4,000 where I want to put it. Maybe I don't want to put it in $1 billion.
Dude, hold on, guys. The money is not real. You just have to pay it, so you keep applying yourself to it. The money doesn't matter, dude.
That's why it's
the war. You take away 80 billion, 70 billion, it doesn't matter. They're gonna send the resources over there because they need the war. The war allows us to live in a constant state of disharmony. There's always gonna be war as long as they control the shit, because it doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Everyone still goes and lets the people who have the money get to play A to B.
Let them all come home.
The person who has $1 billion probably doesn't know how to fly, but he's paying that guy to fly him across the country.
Money
that guy doesn't
matter,
show up,
dude.
he can't get across the country. If these people, they have the thing about it is that the way people live, like you have like doing everything for you, maids, all these things for years and generations, people doing things for other people, and people at the top living like whatever, doing whatever, and then getting away with things that are evil and extremely effed up in the world.
And I would definitely say
and then when all those people that should have been outed are not outed, and
thing.
You're looking at these people.
You're right, but it
I'm
doesn't matter what they do.
A lot of the things I have said have been devil's advocate. Don't take me for full face value here.
But this is the thing, right? All the evil shit that all the evil people do, the problem is not them. I mean, that's like they're the fucking.
Because everyone
They're
goes
the
to work.
pain.
Everyone lets it happen.
They're
Yes.
not exactly.
Everyone lets
It's
it
the
happen.
problem is this:
As a
people,
unit, we all let it happen.
people aren't selfless or selfish enough. People are foolish. People don't. They either don't hate themselves or love themselves enough. People either gotta hate themselves enough to change or love themselves enough to change. People sit right in that middle spot where they like some shit and they hate some shit and they just accept it. People either gotta love it. We gotta go one way or the other. We go to total chaos and war, or we go for peace. I vote for peace, but we need one of them. One of them has to happen for change. I'd rather have change than nothing, but I want peace over war. But I'll take war if it causes change.
I disagree.
I think we should start to wrap it up because it's getting really late. And I would love to continue this conversation in the next podcast.
I don't think you would. You haven't said one word about it this whole time.
Peace and war, maybe.
Oh, I have opinions.
I poked the bear, but
that's just because I was listening to what y'all were saying. But I have to be up in 4 hours, and I have an hour drive ahead of me.
Tell me about
Tough. I gotta be up at 7, but I get to go back to bed. So.
I don't get to
Well,
go back to bed until like
or you
midnight.
just don't be part of the system and we make the change today, right now. Sorry, right now. Our scores spark it, and the whole world does it.
No,
because,
it's not gonna happen.
you know, no,
Okay.
it's not. So, and that's
No, this is the thing.
the world will
People
keep turning.
have to want it. People
We'll
gotta
keep
want
losing
it.
our money.
I was gonna interject with this
And they'll
earlier.
keep
I don't
fucking
even
lying
know
to
if
you.
we actually got this part on recording, but we should have placed a bet on my microphone when you said it would fall in 20 minutes.
Oh,
I
yeah,
I
definitely
definitely had the
passed.
thought.
I've
of
been
20
sitting here
minutes
playing
into
with it to test it
and,
too.
like,
Guys,
was
if
gonna
you
act like I was gonna smack it off.
if we really
Yeah, I was
wanted
like,
to
nah,
make
we're talking
like
about
if we
something.
wanted to make some sort of defined change, and we could either be specific or not. Okay, this is
Thank you so much for joining. No,
this is a thought I had. Right, let's just say the music. Let's be selfish, right, or selfless, whatever you want to call it. And we were like, oh, we want the music to blow up. If the four of us made the decision that we were no longer going to eat food until we had like 10,000 people watching,
we would die.
no, we wouldn't.
Yeah, we'd.
Because your family, my family, we'd all be like, they would all see that we are slowly dying. And if they don't do something, we will die. And the people around you that care about you would actually be like, oh shit, let's actually help towards this thing because it matters. The thing is, when they look at it now, there's no sense of urgency because they're like, oh, it doesn't matter. But when you make it matter, that's when it
That would
matters.
probably be like the most fucked up way I can imagine
I'm
starting.
I'm just saying, the point
I mean,
being
you're not wrong,
is
though.
when it
You're-
only matters
you
to
are.
people
I
when you
starved
make it.
myself till
I starved
people-
myself.
people-
into
This thing,
I
it only
force
matters when
people
you
to
make
pity
it
me
matter.
Yeah.
views.
It only matters when you
views.
make it matter. That's it.
That's everything.
It doesn't matter to anyone until you make it matter.
That's everything.
So if I'm like, oh, I'm not eating until this shit cracks
It
off,
don't matter. Nothing
you're either gonna
matters
let me
until
die or
you
you're gonna
make it
help
matter.
me. One or the other.
Yeah, but they might just let you die.
They might let me die, but then that's the world.
Yeah, but that's
If
the
y'all
world.
gonna let me die, then fuck
Not
y'all.
the one
I'm out.
with
Yeah, bro. It's
I'm gonna
supposed
end
to
it
be.
just because.
I don't know. I'm not trying to leave anything.
Yeah, I don't know if I should say this. So I'm gonna hold on to it.
Yes, I'm not afraid of it, but it's like I don't know. I'm just saying. Like I think that
number
would, I'm just saying.
7. Number 7 was a roller coaster. Fantasy.
It was good. I don't think we have to cut anything
Fantasy
out.
roller coasters.
No, we don't.
Cop pursuits,
Cop pursuits, politics,
money.
money,
Which is
economy,
not.
Yeah.
society.
Quest.
Quest. I was gonna say that was the last one. I was gonna say
Self-imposed
goals, but use different
starvation.
words.
Yes, the quest.
I'm gonna go on a hunger strike eventually. Maybe in 2024.
So when there's only 3 oceans, come
Yeah.
back to this podcast.
Sorry.
Let's see.
blow it up.
And drop a comment.
R.I.P. and
Drop
Jason.
A comment, be the OG to realize that.
Yeah, let
If
us
you were
know.
here, if you were here pre-hunger strike or
I want
post-hunger strike.
I want time and
Would you
date.
keep Jason alive?
See, that's the
Time
thing. That's the
including
dedication to the cause, though. Do you really stand by what you say? You're willing to die for it?
Okay, I'm gonna sign off.
But that's the difference between
Yeah,
being
but
foolish.
I'm not
and
going to
wise.
kill myself
Yeah.
for it, bro.
But y'all are assuming that I would fail.
I'm not saying you would.
I'm not
fail.
saying you
No,
would
no,
fail.
no, don't give me that now. You guys like, you're gonna die. I didn't think I
No,
was
I
gonna
didn't
die.
say that. I
I
didn't
never
say that.
said you would die.
Okay.
I always said there's a difference between being foolish and wise.
It is a difference. I agree.
You starving
And I'll
yourself
let
right
you
now
decide
would be killing
what
yourself.
that
You don't have
is.
to let me decide. Trust me. I've already decided. Just
This
No
man would be
foolish
like,
time.
I'm gonna starve myself and then eat a ramen noodle packet in like
no,
the back
I would just make
Just the
a.
dust.
I'll make it. That'd be the best way to do it, though.
Just the dust, yeah.
No.
The chicken dust. Snorting the chicken
No,
dust.
I would eat.
ramen noodle bag.
I would eat fruit to break a fast like that. I would eat fruit,
That's probably good.
but I would, as a joke, I'd make a fat sandwich.
All right. Well,
Well, yes. Thank you, everyone.
all right, guys.
who
Hunger
watched.
Strike 2024.
this is
To avoid the hunger
I'm gonna
strike,
do it.
stream Oceans on Arrival on all music platforms.
I just want to
10,000 likes.
10,000. I don't give a fuck about likes.
I don't really
I want
give a
monthly
shit
listeners.
how many people.
I want
just
listeners.
People who actually just
Human beings.
All right, 10,000 monthly listeners.
And
For
I
Jason
won't.
not to
And
die.
I
I just
eat.
want you
people
to
will
tell a
listen
friend.
when it's time. That's what I
And
feel.
tell a friend
So,
to tell a friend.
I'm gonna make
to
it
tell a
time.
friend.
Tell a
Alright, bet.
friend.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
tell a friend. Tell a friend. Who knows? I might go on a hunger strike eventually. I'm getting older, dude. I'm like 20 something now
Yeah.
at this point. I'm gonna get 30. I got a little chub on me. I can survive a little bit. I'll be alright.
Yeah, a little bit.
I
Yeah.
got
Give
some
you a
muscle,
week.
too. Oh, you think a week?
Yeah.
I'll drink
Tops.
water. How about that?
Give you a
Can
week.
last a month.
Week and 2 days if you're
Ugh.
drinking
No,
water.
no, no. With
Tops.
water only, I could probably last.
Week and 2 days.
No, I'd last at least 3 weeks.
I give it
I
a
was
week
gonna
and 2
say
days.
2 weeks, 2.5.
That's not that much time.
That's a lot of time, man.
It's
You
a
also gotta
lot of freaking time. You're still doing everything you're doing right now.
Well, I think like if you look at it,
Anyway, we just signed off. We'll finish this conversation.
We didn't
next
even sign off technically.
Technically, we have not.
no, we didn't.
It's your boy Glenn signing off.
Why are you signing off?
Goodbye.
I ain't signing off.
Cabino.
I signing off to-
Well, you
Sign
two
on
have
to
finished.
all your music in the future. Sign on right now. Say your name right now.
Love you guys. Bye.
Shut up. All y'all. I ain't signing off. No, you guys all
I
talk.
tried
I was
doing
like-
that. I
I
I
couldn't-
was like, sign all your rights to all future music you make with those on Arrival. Say your name right now. No, I was just fucking around. Alright,
It's
appreciate
the
anyone who
nameless.
watched.
Goodbye.
Indigo Ryan,
Let me know what you
Navigator.
think about the hunger strike. That's put that
Comment,
in the comments. Yeah. If you made it this far, because
Timestamps.
Three comments
Yo,
and Jason
and
won't starve
anyone who
himself.
just timestamps their name, we know they just listen to the front. If you listen to the whole thing and you timestamp and you give your opinion about the hunger strike, then we know you listen to the whole thing. That's even bigger clout
And
points
if
for
you
the
don't
early.
support it, it's getting disliked. So.
Yeah,
If
if
you
you,
don't support it, Jason will die. It's not a joke.
yeah, that's
Just
true
support,
actually.
Support.
He actually hasn't eaten
Support
in
it.
months.
I
Support
haven't
it.
eaten in 3 weeks.
Please
Support.
feed a little white boy.
Just need a
All
little
right.
bit of support.
Goodbye.
All right, love everyone. Appreciate it.
Love you guys. Goodbye.